33 years after the crime, at 10:44 this morning, Robert Van Hook died after lethal injection. He was convicted of a brutal Hyde Park stabbing that his attorneys at the time said was brought on by homosexual panic. Evan Millward has the story.
Robert Van Hook made eye contact with his family and the family of David Self just twice here today. First, when he first walked into the death chamber at 10:15, and again when he lay on the gurney and turned to make a tearful apology. Choking out the words, he told David Self's family, quote, "I'm very sorry for taking your brother from you. I'm no good. I hope you now have some peace. One day, may you be reunited with him and your mother as well. I pray one day he goes through the light." He sang a song I couldn't make out for a couple of minutes until his breathing slowed at 10:30 a.m.
At 10:33 a.m., he began to wheeze, and it was audible enough that the microphone in the back of the death chamber was picking it up.
His shallow, labored breathing stopped minutes later, and he was pronounced dead at 10:44 a.m.
On behalf of Robert Van Hook, his family, and his attorneys, we extend our deep condolences to the family of David Self. They've suffered a grievous loss for which there is no explanation or excuse.
Self's brother, sister, and brother-in-law held hands as they watched. Van Hook's uncle and 6 spiritual advisors sat, some with Bibles and prayer beads. Van Hook died for the brutal stabbing and mutilation of David Self in 1985. They met at a gay bar in downtown, went back to Self's Hyde Park apartment, where Van Hook plunged a knife into his brain, nearly decapitating him, and then cut him open and left the knife, a bottle, and cigarette butts inside his body. His public defender.
Not once did one of those conversations not include a discussion of how remorseful he was for what he did to David Self.
Van Hook's last words were a Norse poem from the movie 13th Warrior, ending with the phrase, "Lo, do they call to me, and bid me take my place among them in the halls of Valhalla." About 20 protesters stood outside the gates here, ringing a bell for about 45 minutes today. The next execution scheduled in Ohio is set for September. In Lucasville, I'm Evan Millward, 9 on your side.
And Evan tells us Van Hook was brought to Lucasville yesterday morning and spent the day meeting with his attorneys, family, and spiritual advisors. His last meal was 3 double cheeseburgers, fries, a vanilla shake, strawberry cheesecake, and grapefruit juice.